A lot of people love the big, bold, fruity flavors of Amarone, but that big red wine comes with a price tag. Amarone della Valpolicella is from the Veneto in the northern part of Italy. In Italy, where a lot of great wines come with a lot of history, Amarone is a relatively young wine. The Veneto is in the northern part of Italy where it's a little bit cooler, and the red wine varieties Corvina, Corvanone, Molinara, Osselletta, and Rondinella produce wines that are generally a little bit lighter in body, a bit lighter in color. The locals wanted to make bigger, more powerful wines. Some legends have it that Amarone came about as an accident. In Valpolicella, you have a sweet wine called Recioto della Valpolicella that's made from dried grapes that concentrate the sugars. They're made into a sweet wine. Some people believe that Amarone came about because the must to make Recioto was left to ferment a little bit too long. Thus, you have a more dry wine. There's a big reason that Amarone wines are so expensive. You have to dry the grapes out. I think the rule says 100 days. You have to pick the grapes, put them up in a loft. They start to dry, they start to concentrate, they start to dehydrate a little bit. So when you ferment the wines, you're gonna have a higher alcohol wine, a bigger, bolder wine. Then the wines need to be aged at least 2 years before they're released. In the case of the Reserva, even longer. I actually did a whole video about Amarone. I'll put it in a link in the description box below. But this video is kind of about Amarone, but really it's about a cheaper alternative. I have to admit, when I first started to get into wine, I liked Amarone. I liked those big, bold flavors. Now, it's not my favorite red wine in the world, but people still love them. I like more medium body wines. However, in Valpolicella, there are some wines that I think deliver the fruitiness, the punch of Amarone without the hefty price tag. I've got a lineup of 7 wines here, 3 Amarone and 4 of those other wines. We're gonna blind taste the difference. And once I start the reveal process, then we'll talk about what that wine actually is. Are you ready? I'm ready. Let's get tasting. Tasting with my Gabriel Glas Standart editions. Love these glasses. Universal glasses. They should work great with Amarone and this other surprise wine. I have a link in the description box if you want to check them out. Helps the channel out a lot if you purchase with that link. So thank you. I have these bad boys Corvined. I mix them up. I'm ready to taste. A lot of people say, why don't you like Amarone? I find the alcohol can be a little bit too big. Sometimes I can taste a little bit raisiny for my palate. I know producers are trying to make a fresher style of Amarone. I don't know if you can really make a fresher style. I mean, these wines could be 15, 16, 17 degrees in alcohol. I've mistaken them in blind tasting for port sometimes. They're expensive, you know, you gotta start at 50 bucks usually if you want to get a pretty good Amarone. They go all the way to hundreds of dollars if you're looking at Del Forno or Quintarelli. Let's start out with wine 1. I don't think this is Amarone. It's brilliant, it's fresh, it's more red fruit driven. Cherry, a little bit of earth, a little bit of twig, pepper. The cherryness really stands out to me. I really like that. It doesn't have the alcohol of an Amarone. It's pretty darn good. It's not the most complex wine in the world, but it has some length, it has some mineral notes. This honestly is super good. It's the kind of wine that I want to drink. Let's move on to wine number 2 here. Wine 2 is a little bit bigger, has more of that raisin character. Chocolate, something that commonly come across with Amarone. You get some chocolate notes. When they start to age, you start to get some more leather type notes. Mocha, not too woody at all. A little bit of pepper. I mean, it doesn't smell like too much. Let's see what it's like on the palate here. 2 is good. It is richer. It's a little bit longer. I feel a tad bit of heat on the back end, but it's pretty good wine. When I do all the reveal, maybe all my favorite wines end up being Amarone. That's not the point of this. We're just trying to find wines that are similar at lower price points, but that was a good start here. Wine 3 feels a little like fresher fruit. It's almost if you had fresh cherry versus dried cherry. The dried cherry is gonna be more an Amarone flavor. Some straw, earth kind of stemminess. It's kind of got like some Syrah stemminess that I like. Here's the thing, we're looking for inexpensive alternatives to Amarone. 3 is definitely not it because it's more on the lighter side. However, it's a wine that I like very, very much. Let's move on to wine 4 here. Again, dark cherry notes, not chocolate. It has a peppermint note. The peppermintness really stands out here. Tons of peppermint and pine needles. Here's the thing, I don't think that this is the Amarone, and some people might not like the peppermint note, but I think mouthfeel, this feels a little bit richer. This could be a winner in terms of alternative. I don't think it's Amarone, but it is pretty good. Not bad, not bad. 5 has a little bit of volatile acidity, which I kind of like. Smells kind of just like a traditional Italian style wine. Cherry liqueur type flavors. Pepper, I like this a lot. I mean, this isn't gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but this tastes like a traditional wine. The thing that holds this wine back just a tad is it kind of thins out on the palate. I really like the nose a lot. Wine 6, this is rich. This is definitely Amarone. Chocolate, the wood stands out in this wine a little bit. Chocolate, wood, a little bit of black cherry. This is a good wine. The wood bothers me a little bit now, but I think that's gonna melt with time. However, you can't deny how long the wine is. It's high quality stuff. Let's move. I think that's an Amarone. Wine 7's a little darker. Let's see if it's also. I have 2 Amarones, which I think so far. This smells really balanced. Again, I know this notes sound repetitive. Black cherry. It does not really chocolatey, has a little bit more pepper type notes. Earth, soil, like a muddiness type of flavor. It's really cherry, it's really earthy, doesn't have a lot of chocolate notes. If this is Amarone, I have to say that I really like this quite a bit. Here I am poo-pooing on Amarone when I started, and I think my two favorite wines in the flight are Amarone. Let's see here. Okay, I got my order. Let's see if we have some deals here. The order to reveal, like always, is going to be least scored to highest scored wine. And when we reveal the non-Amarone wines, I'll just basically talk about it. Let's get started here. Wine number 3. This is not gonna be inexpensive alternative to Amarone, but it's a wine that I really like. It kind of has the stemminess of a Northern Rhone Syrah, and it even has the red fruit, the cherry flavors. Light, easy, medium bodied. I liked it a lot. I gave it 89 points. Don't let that fool you. I think it's an excellent wine, something that I want to drink. It'd be funny if it's Amarone, but I don't think it's not. No, it's not. This is the Tedeschi. This is the Capitel San Rocco Valpolicella Ripasso 2019, 25 bucks. So now you figured it out. Valpolicella Ripasso is the wine I was talking about as an alternative to Amarone. What happens with Ripasso, which means repass, they take the skins from the dried grapes that are used to make Amarone after the Amarone's done fermenting. They throw that back in to a Valpolicella wine, so the wine re-ferments, gets a little bit more body, a little bit more alcohol, and that's what you get. Ripasso, 25 bucks, 89 points. I think this is delicious. I actually thought that it would be a little bit bigger. Really nice wine. I have that tied with number 5 for 89 points. Number 5, I liked a lot. I like the smell, a lot more traditional type flavors. The only thing that held the wine back just a tad bit is starts to thin out on the palate, just a tad bit. Like I said, 89 points. I like the smell, traditional type wine. Let's This is the Tenuta Sant'Antonio Montegarbi Valpolicella Ripasso Superiore 2019, 20 bucks. 20 bucks again. Valpolicella Ripasso coming to play. You're under 25 bucks. I think it's delicious. I thought the Ripassos would show a little bit better, but look, is how it is. Okay, wine number 4. Peppermint, pine needles, long, a little bit rich. I gave it 91 points. I do not think this is the Amarone. I think this is excellent wine. The peppermint, the minty night type flavors might bother people a little bit, but I think it's excellent, and it's rich enough on the back. This says, what the heck? This is the Amarone. This is the Tedeschi Marne 180 Amarone della Valpolicella 2018, 65 bucks from Tedeschi. So like I said, Amarones come in a little bit more expensive, 65 bucks. It was long, rich. I didn't think it was Amarone, but I thought it was Amarone-esque. So again, like I said, we actually might have an upset here. Okay, we have 2 tied at 91 plus points. We're gonna start out here with wine number 6. The wood bothered me a little bit, but on the palate, I could not deny the quality. Because of the longness, the richness, I thought this was Amarone, 91 plus points. I think it's Amarone. Let's take a look here. It is the Amarone. This is the Farina Amarone della Valpolicella 2019, 45 bucks. On the back end, man, the quality was outstanding. Nice stuff. I'm actually surprised. The 2 Amarones were not too big. Let me see. The Tedeschi is 16.5 alcohol. I could feel some richness, but the heat was That's why alcohol is so funny. Just because it's high alcohol, if it's integrated, you don't necessarily feel it. This, I thought, was Amarone. It was only 15% alcohol, the Farina. I've got 2 Amarones out of the way here, so I guess we are going to have some upsets for my palate personally. Number 1, Cherry Bright Delicious Mineral. I thought this was excellent. Whatever number 1 is, I did not think that this was Amarone, but I still gave it 91 plus points. I think it's something that I really want to drink. Excellent, delicious, and look what it is. This is the Farina Valpolicella Ripasso 2019 Classico Superiore, 28 bucks. Again, like I said, Ripasso showing strong. For my palate personally, beating out 2 Amarones, and 28 bucks versus 45 or 65 bucks. Not too bad, right? Okay, the top 2. We have one Amarone here and one that's not. Wine number 7, earthy, muddy, soily, long. It was not too chocolatey or woody. I gave it 93 points. I thought it was good. I thought it was Amarone, but I'm going to be wrong on one of the 2. Let's take a look here, and I am wrong on one of the 2. This is the Tedeschi Capitel Nicalò Valpolicella Superiore 2019. You want to get the kicker on what this is? 13 bucks. When you have Superiore behind Valpolicella, the wines have to be a little bit higher in alcohol. They also have to be aged 1 year in wood. I wanted to get more Valpolicella Superiores for this. I asked the producers to send, but I didn't get a lot of them because I think this category offers a lot of value for money. As you can see right here, 13 bucks. I think this is outstanding. The cool and the bad thing about Veneto is it's the largest producing region in Italy. So some of the criticisms is the wineries up there are factories, not wineries, but they are putting out a lot of wines at good prices. 13 bucks, and I gave this wine 93 points. And I thought it was Amarone on my palate. Wow, okay. The top 1, we know it's Amarone because there's one left. Richer, longer. It had a little bit of raisin notes, chocolate. When I tasted between these 2, it just had a little bit of a longer finish. I did think it was Amarone. So let's see here. At least I got that part right. The winning wine here, 93 plus. This is the Tinta Sant'Antonio Amarone della Valpolicella 2018, 50 bucks. Funny story is when I didn't know anything about wine, I went to a wine dinner, and that was one of the first Amarones I'd ever had, maybe over 15 years ago. Wow, so we do have, like I said, Ripasso coming on strong. But I have to say, this tasting was eye-opening for me. I know Amarone's been trying to change over recent years and trying to make wines that are a little more approachable, a little fresher. Another thing you have to know, Valpolicella Ripasso and Valpolicella Superiore, exactly the same grapes as an Amarone. I got mixed up on one of the Amarones. I called 2 out of the 3. I guess that's how the cookie crumbles before. Tell me, do you like Amarone? Do you like Ripasso? Do you like Valpolicella Superiore? Leave it in the comments below. I'll see you guys soon.